Hey everybody, this is TJ Cates with Nashville Entertainment Weekly. We're coming to you from in-house creative studios in Nashville, Tennessee, just off Music Row. Look who we're here with. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tim Realbuto. I'm from New York. Actor, writer, producer, sometimes director.
And he's actually in town. He's going to be at the Belcourt Theater. He has one of his films that's actually going to show this weekend. Can we jump right into the trailer and we'll come back and talk about it?
Go for it.
Y'all check this out.
This must be very difficult for you, but I understand you wanted your side of the story to be told.
What occasion would that be?
Your niece's play?
In lips. Oh, you, the doors of breath. Seal with a righteous kiss.
He said he rarely takes on new private students, but he saw something special in you.
It was exactly what they did.
You don't even know what he did.
I'm glad. I don't know what he did, but I wish I do. I'm sure you're very talented, but you're not going to be following your dreams. Some fantasy.
Forget everything you've ever learned about acting. Do you remember it well enough? Do you remember it well enough to go there right now? Open your eyes. Welcome back. Look at me. Do you hate your father?
Yes.
Do you hate your father?
Yes.
Do you hate your mother?
Yes.
What will you be remembered for? A bad TV show you did when you were a child? Losing a Tony Award? And a scandal! You should be so proud!
Are you finished?
Some recognizable faces that you have right there.
There really are. We have an amazing cast. Nolan Gould, who plays Luke Dunphy on Modern Family, of course, in a very, very different type of role. And Jenna Lee Green, who plays my sister in the film. She was on the original Sabrina the Teenage Witch as Libby Chesler. And, of course, Oscar Nunez from The Office.
Yeah.
And a wonderful Hollywood character actress named Siobhan Fallon, who was in Forrest Gump and Men in Black and on Saturday Night Live and a million different things. We got very, very lucky.
How did this cast come to be? Because you're actually up for, 10 awards, is that correct?
Well, I've actually won about 10 Best
crazy.
Actor
Good for
awards.
you,
I think
man.
it's 10 now because we've been taking the movie to festivals and we've been winning, knock on wood, we've been winning a lot of awards. It's been really unreal. And I've won, I think, 10 Best Actor awards at this point. Nolan has won one, and with just... we won a lot of Best Picture awards, Best Director awards, and it's been amazing.
Well, I want to talk about the cast real quick, and then I want to talk about why do you think people are really relating to this film? How did the cast come to be?
Well, you just send the script out and you hope and you pray that people are going to enjoy it. When it came to Nolan, he was our top choice. I'm a very big fan of Modern Family. It's one of my favorite shows.
Mine too.
So when I was writing this screenplay, it's based on a play I did in New York, but when I was turning it into a screenplay, I saw his face as I was writing it. And we sent it to his people, and our director, Rob Margulies, had actually worked with him many, many, many years ago when he was a little tot.
Yeah.
And, 20th Century Fox had to approve it because of Modern Family and had to go through all his agents and his publicists, and they all really enjoyed it. And he really gravitated towards it because he wanted to do something completely different from Luke Dunphy.
This is very serious.
Very serious. Very serious, a little controversial, and he loved that idea.
That's cool.
Jenna, I've known for years, working with her in New York, so that was a no-brainer. Oscar, same thing. We just sent it to his people. He just responded to it. And as for Siobhan, we kind of wrote her a scene because our director, Rob, has known her for a few years. Yeah. And we just wrote her a little scene, and she came in for a couple hours and did the scene. And it was all done out of just love for the project. You're not making it's indie film, so you're not making a lot of money. Yeah. It's really all just passion and love.
Indie films have a way of hanging on for years now.
Yeah.
And I love that with the distribution and the streaming. Well, let's talk about your character because it was really a very serious role, but your theater, man, you were used to that. I've been researching you a lot on your theater back in New York. It's so impressive. I love that.
I've done a lot of theater. I started doing theater when I was 5, and if I didn't study theater and go to school for theater, like college, I don't think I would be the type of screen actor I am today. It really, really, really taught me a lot. However, that being said, I did do the play off Broadway of Yes, playing the same character. So transitioning to the camera was a little tricky, and I did take lots of private lessons with right. So I did the play off Broadway for about 4 years on and off. We did it in New York, and we did it in Detroit. We took it back to New York a couple of times, and I played the same character. And of course, for the screenplay, I had to add more characters and more locations so that it's more interesting for an audience. There's only 2 characters in the play. But anyway, transitioning from the play where you're playing for the balcony to the screen.
I don't know how you did that. I'm really curious how you did this.
When you're playing for that one little lens. I took about 8 months of private acting coaches with 2 wonderful teachers, especially Anthony Abel, who really brought me down and grounded me. And it was kind of a magical experience playing the same exact role, but in a completely different way.
Yeah, because you're on stage and you're bigger than life. And you got to just bring it down a little
bit.
My
Patrick on stage was tremendous, and my Patrick on film is very subtle. I actually asked Allison Janney, because I met her at an event, and she was just being nominated for her Oscar a couple of years ago. And I said, you do stage and film, and I'm about to start filming this movie. Tell me what to do. She's like, trust that lens.
Yeah.
You just trust that lens.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It just like something as simple as that was very helpful.
What do you think with the 10 awards that you have? What do you think it is that audiences are seeing in this film that they're really getting something out of?
It's controversial, but I feel like it's relevant. There's a lot of this stuff kind of happening in Hollywood right now. And I also feel like even though my character isn't always the nicest guy, he is very human. And even if you don't agree with him at the end of the day, you kind of understand him. You know, he did grow up abused, and he may not always make the best decisions, but there's a heart there underneath that tough exterior. There's a heart there.
Can't wait to see that. Can we talk about your Sopranos thing? Because you said we could touch on that for a second. I told Dieter that you were here, and he's like, what? So let's talk about being on set and the things maybe, and I have a reason for that. All the different places that you've been, and your resume is so extensive. How do you relate all that into making films now? So the Sopranos set.
It was all smaller things I've done on film until now, like smaller parts until this part. So what happened with The Sopranos is I think I was 12 years old when they were casting it originally, and I went to the audition. This is a really, really horrible story. And I went into the audition for it and the callback and whatever. I forgot, and then my mom said, you know what? We're going to go away for the week, and we're going to shut off all the phones, and because we have a house up in a country house in Pennsylvania. So we're going to shut off all the phones, and I don't want to hear from your agent or anything. And whatever.
That's when they call.
And they called and offered me.
Of course they
offered me the part of AJ Soprano.
What?
So, yeah. So, yeah, it's true. And so we get back to New York, and a million messages on the machine. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, my God. And my mom's like, what is this? The Sopranos? Is it about a bunch of singers? Oh, who cares?
Yeah, everybody thought that.
And so they had to cast somebody else in the meantime.
They don't play.
And about half a season later, they said, all right, well, obviously you're going to be AJ. We really liked you. Come on in, and you could do a guest starring part.
Not to talk about the Sopranos thing, but I could totally see you doing that. And the AJ, I got offered a part in The Firm, which was filming in Memphis, and I'd given up, and I kept doing callbacks and everything, and I ended up being in New Orleans and was blowing a whole bunch of fun, just like having fun. And I told my roommate, I said, dude, I'm not even going to call and check in. And, of course, they called and offered me something. So it's like, it always happens, but that was the 90s. That's whenever we didn't have our cell phones attached to us.
I had to turn down a couple of big things. I had to turn down a movie Joaquin Phoenix. I had to turn down Ugly Betty because I was doing theater commitments at the time.
That's good, though, man. You're working.
But those are a couple of things I regret. I regret the Ugly Betty thing.
What do you see that this film's going to help with? What do you kind of see where it's going to go? Doors open.
I did a movie with Kevin Kline back in 2002 called The Emperor's Club, and that was my first long time on a set where I was there for about a month and a half.
Married to Phoebe Cates, by the way.
Day. Yes.
He's married to Phoebe Cates.
Yes, he is. A wonderful cast was in that. Jesse Eisenberg and Emile Hirsch and Paul Dano and Embeth Davidtz and a lot of wonderful people, and directed by the wonderful Michael Hoffman. Universal Pictures, a big deal. And I was on set for a while. I was 16, and that was the first time I really, really appreciated film, other than just theater. And now this one, doing Yes, made me appreciate it even more because I was on the producing end and I was also the writer and the star. And it just, it was something, it's so different from theater. It's a completely different monster, but it's still a beautiful art form. And it makes me want to do more film.
More film. That was my question.
Yeah.
Which one do you kind of see? It's funny how big actors will go back and forth now.
I mean, my number one love will always be the theater because of that immediate response you get with the audience.
Yeah.
It's just, you're all in it together.
Yeah.
Like the audience is the final cast member, basically.
Yeah.
And you feel that energy that you don't really get when you're on camera. But I do love the process of, there's something scary and terrifying and wonderful about, okay, this is it now. This is in the can, and your performance is trapped forever.
Yeah.
It's terrifying and also very cool. Whereas with theater, it's very organic, and every night it can change, which I also love.
You can fix something if maybe
I
something
messed up
is-
last night. I won't mess up this time. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I always love theater. I'll always go back to the theater, always. But right now, I'm focusing a bit on film, only because since the movie started showing, I started getting more film offers. We premiered at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood, is where we had our
Holy cow.
our,
You have a really good
our
resume.
first premiere. So we premiered Yes there.
Wow.
So I've watched it on there, and I've watched it on my iPad. And it's just like it's unbelievable that like the ways you could watch movies now, and
And who knows what's coming down the road?
Who
in
knows what's coming
10
down the
years when
road.
this film's
Yeah.
still out there. So like you said, it's not like the theater, okay, we're going home, we'll be back tomorrow and we'll try it again. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
And hopefully some comedy is coming down the line after this next boxing movie, because I need to laugh a little bit. It's been a couple of dark things in a row.
It's like, is this really the guy or the character or whatever? Okay, let's talk about people if they want to be part of what you're doing while you're here in Nashville. Let's talk about how they can contact you or contact your people.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm here in Nashville with my great friend Brian Kaufman, who's an acting teacher, and I helped him out. I'm doing teaching his acting classes, and so I invited all the students. We rented out Belcourt Theater tomorrow, so all the students who I taught today are coming tomorrow.
That's exciting
and,
for them.
We're going to have about maybe 10 or 15 seats left over, and I would love to fill out the place. This is free. It's the Nashville premiere. I've never not charged. Well, the film company has never not charged before. So if you'd love to come see Yes, it's a very, I think it's a good movie.
Well, there's 10 other people believe that too.
Yeah, so I welcome you to come tomorrow at 4:30 at the Belcourt. You can email my assistant. That's sally.realbutoassistant@gmail.com. Or find me on Instagram, which is Tim Realbuto Official, and you can just send me a DM, and I'll put your name on the list.
That's awesome, man. Thanks so
Completely
much.
free.
It's been an honor meeting
such
you.
an
This
honor.
has been great. This has been fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is TJ Cates in Nashville, Tennessee. We're with Nashville Entertainment Weekly with
Tim Realbuto.